Hi there, this is Lucy from Swift Heroes. Today I'm joined by Cesare Santanera, founder of DMA, one of our Swift Heroes sponsors for this year. And we're going to have a quick chat to find out what DMA have been up to recently. Cesare, hi, how are you today?
Hi, good, Lucy. Thank you for hosting us.
Very, very welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are joining us at Swift Heroes this year.
We too, and it's our first time, and I'm sure it will be very, very exciting.
I'm sure it will be as well. We're looking forward to a good event. It's this Friday, and the momentum is really building now.
Sure it
And
is.
so this is a good chance for you and I to get to know each other and for us to get to know DMA a little bit more ahead of the event on Friday.
Good, good.
So I've got a few questions for you. And I wanted to start by asking, DMA as a company have a strong history, Cesare, in industrial engineering. But I wanted to understand what some of your projects are more in the software engineering space, please.
Well, industrial engineering is more and more software engineering. For the hardware is more and more so powerful that just uploading a different software, it can do many, many different tasks. Well, there are VHL programmed devices, FPGA, which are a bit different, and we do use FPGAs, but most of it is on the classic computers, be it embedded or PC or workstation or whatever. Anyway, I can just tell you about one single example, which is one of our main products, which embeds almost every software technologies, every one of the software technologies, which is a data farm. It's a complete data farm for collecting data from instruments spread across an entire country. The entire country could be entire Italy or Belgium or whatever, and it collects data from instruments installed on trains, installed on any trolley, and all those data come to a single point where those data are processed, create reports, are stored in a database, and then those reports and those data are delivered to the operators via any web-enabled device, be it a portable, a workstation, or whatever. This is embedding every sort of technologies from database to communications to GPS to real-time processing. It really is a challenge for a software team. There are so many different technologies to cooperate for the success of the entire application.
Sure, I get that impression. And I can imagine in the field you're working in, getting different technologies and instruments, as you said, to coordinate is one of the main challenges, in fact.
It is. It is. Just to tell you an example,
Mm,
some of our trains um, gather some 12 gigabytes per
yeah,
second, meaning. So you have to manage those data. Obviously, it's a parallel processing
yeah.
with some dedicated hardware computers reducing the data amount. It means those are images, basically. So we created our own special computers to get rid of that tremendous amount of data. At the end of the day, what we store are 2 terabytes per day on some trains.
That's
Terabytes. And
incredible.
it's quite massive.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
quite
I wanted
amazing.
to ask you actually about the new technologies that maybe you're working with to power your solutions. You've touched on then about having to build something to manage storage, but is there anything else you can share with me?
Yeah, actually, the The new the new technologies we are using are both on the software side and the hardware side, but the hardware creates the need for suited software technologies. I would say the newest is the radar imaging, which is not anymore optical, is
Mm,
via microwaves, which is much more resilient versus difficult environments. And then by using AI-based algorithms, we can extract the data we need. Expert systems, learning processes, etc., etc. All that in real time.
mm.
Um, and that is another challenge by itself.
Sure, sure. Oh, you said the hot phrase there, AI. So
Yeah,
yeah.
AI obviously is expanding. We have a dedicated department,
Mm.
and we're looking for people to join our AI department,
It's
as well
always
as the others.
it's always reassuring to hear about AI creating jobs rather than taking it away. So that's
No, in case of DMA, it creates it creates jobs.
that's
Yeah.
very good. It's
Um,
interesting you touched on that though, because I wanted to ask actually how your teams operate. I mean, you have a complex organization, a complex industry you work in, and it would be good to understand a bit more about your organization.
Well, yeah, we could have a view of how our teams operate in two different ways. One is by the type of work they perform, meaning real-time software embedded systems. We use embedded Linux, especially. Anyway, Linux-based computers, database specialists, algorithms, etc. Or those teams are composed by people working in the office, from home,
Mm,
from remote home. We are quite spread in Italy, using this type of remote connection, um, arranging also time by time meetings in our office to let people get familiar in face to face meetings.
sure.
That is very necessary. And well, there is a lot happening across the world. We have systems from Australia to the United States, to South America, and obviously Europe.
Mhm.
Those systems are remotely controlled by us from our office, but quite often it happens also that we have to fly there. Well, actually, the COVID did not help at all, but
Well,
it helped in fine tuning these techniques of remote control of the systems.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. I mean,
Yeah.
that happened with a lot of industries and companies, didn't it? It really put that type of working to test.
Yes.
Um, yeah,
Very true. And it has been quite a nice surprise that
mm,
our overall productivity, rather than falling, as there was some fear about that. No, the
sure.
overall productivity improved.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's
Yeah,
an
um,
extremely good news. Yes.
yeah. Cesare, if I can, the my impression is this: when I read about DMA, I my impression is a traditional type of company. But speaking to you, I'm getting a much more of a feel of a very of an innovative company, a more agile, innovative company than I had perhaps thought DMA would be.
Well, maybe talking about DMA, you see trains,
Yeah.
and trains exist since 150 years and more, which does not mean those trains are the same as they were.
Yeah.
Point is, mm, we really have to squeeze the best the electronics, the sensors technologies delivered to us, and this new hardware generates data,
Sure.
and the data are useless if you don't process the data appropriately. And whilst since until 10 years ago, we are approaching our customers telling them, listen, here is a wonderful sensor, just inspecting your track or whatever. And today is vice versa. We say we deliver data.
Mm.
And by the way, we are using that and that sensors, but we deliver to you a holistic view of your infrastructure.
Okay.
Uh, and that holistic view has been created by using suited algorithms. And
Yeah.
that's why we do not look for only for specialists in let's say database communication, etc., but also mathematicians,
Mm.
doctors in physics,
Yeah.
etc. Mathematicians are extremely important for creating the algorithms to process the data coming from gyroscopes, accelerometers, GPS. Data fusion is the other
Sure.
keyword.
Yeah.
Data fusion is at the core of many of our products.
Okay. That's interesting. Like how you've just described, like you said, it's not a transport company, it's a data company. Um,
It is
and
a
that's
data company,
yeah,
yes.
that's really
Final
interesting. That's
goal is selling data, which is, by the way, also somehow changing the business model.
mm,
Um, whilst the customers used to have their own toys,
yeah.
they liked buying a toy and taking care of their toys, etc., etc. Now they are shifting toward buying the data.
Uh-huh.
Give me data about my infrastructure. I
Yeah.
will pay for good data,
Yeah.
which
Very
is
good.
protecting them from buying the wrong toy.
Yeah. And that's a useful service.
Yeah,
Now, Cesare, you and I are going to see each other at the end of this week at Swift Heroes.
sure.
And just a last question. Just share with me, share with the audience. Why have you chosen to join Swift Heroes this year?
Well, I've been presented this event by a friend, and I said, "Well, this is a wonderful chance to meet a lot of people coming from different cultures, different industries, different environments, working in different ways."
Mm,
I strongly believe in diversity. That's why I always say we like a school giving a sort of a universal culture rather than just what a given special industry wants. We
okay.
are looking for open-minded people. Open-minded people are the one creating the innovation.
That's really cool to hear. That's really cool to hear. Well, I hope you're going to find some of what you're looking for at Swift Heroes this week.
I think so. I
Um,
think it will happen.
so it's been a real pleasure chatting with you. Thank you
My
for
pleasure.
sharing what you have about DMA. And I will look forward to learning more about the company when we see each other at the event this week.
Sure, shortly.
Thank you so
Good.
much.
Thank you so much, Lucy. See you soon then.
See you soon, Cesare. Thank you very much and see you at Swift Heroes this week.